Hello guys, what's going on? It's Connor Pouts here. Now, in the last episode of Connor's editing, I can't actually remember if I had all this stuff going back then, but the last episode was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, obviously, and I was showing off how I did the aspect ratio tricks. And now I'm going to be showing you a very confusing workaround. As you can see, my the two videos in Media Encoder actually managed to finish encoding as I was talking there. Use my custom preset. But anyway, this is where they end up right here. As you can see, Persona 4, GTA SA, all that stuff. I think it's on this monitor. I think it's recording, my main one. But this will get moved over and uploaded eventually. So yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be showing you guys how I work it nowadays, how I actually edit. So this one's actually recording through NVIDIA Shadowplay, but of course I wouldn't usually use Shadowplay. It doesn't really work with Premiere Pro that much. It's kind of stupid, but I can use it now because I don't really care about the way it ends up being. In this video, we're going to be showing off the video PC. Now I have it picked up here on TeamViewer. I'm not actually a big LTT fan. I mean, I'm a fan. They're pretty good, don't get me wrong. It's just, I kind of like the backgrounds anyway. But, anyway, yeah, this is the TeamViewer PC, of course. I don't know if I can show any of that stuff, but obviously it gets reset all the time, so I don't really worry about it. Anyway, essentially what will happen here is, I'll actually use OBS Studio to record now. I use both of the, 4K capture utilities, and of course, so like these two, they don't really work out too well nowadays. As you can see, Game Capture HD and then 4K capture utility. It doesn't. These don't really work too well, so I use OBS specifically. Now you can actually see on my main PC it going over. So this is the Elgato Game Capture, essentially going from my main PC enter and onto the second computer. So it's really confusing. All right. So if I play something through my second channel, like a video or something, let's play a video. Let's play Grand Theft Auto. Let's play Getting Grandpa Angry.
Of course, you just gonna leave before I can get mine when you need to pay for your load. I'm not now.
As you can see. As you can see, the video capture device that goes up. Now, this is in line with the way this enters, and it should all be like instant capture. This computer didn't come with USB 3.0. I had to buy an extension card through the PCI slot, but I basically upgraded this PC. I put in my old graphics card, the one I used to use in my really old PC before I upgraded to this one, which was Windows 7. It was running... on an HP something or other. I can't remember. Now it's running on a Dell Optiplex, and it's got 8 gigs of RAM. I'll eventually update that to 16. But yeah, it's got a USB 3.0 enter and pretty cool specs, honestly. I updated the storage in this thing, so now this is the boot SSD. It's only 200 gigabytes. I thought that wouldn't be much. So I bought this 7200 RPM hard drive. This is a Western Digital something or other. Let's see if I can find... Yeah, there we go. So Western Digital, this one, it's on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. So that's my video disc. And then this is my optical drive. It didn't come with an optical drive either, but I kind of like having optical drives. Yeah. I kind of like having them. I installed it. And I can't put it in my main PC because of the case that it's in. But, yeah. So that's pretty much it. This has my old graphics card on it. And I'm not using it for games. I don't even have any games installed on it. I tested out Roblox based on, like, the performance, like, before and after I managed to do it. But this still says user. This is the operating system this came with. It was actually activated. I was actually a little bit surprised that this was permanently activated. They actually bought a license for this. I thought it was going to be like, activate Windows right down here, but I guess not. But yeah, that's the video PC. Now, it's headless right now. I don't actually have a monitor for it, and I don't really care because I'll use TeamViewer. But yeah. So I'm gonna empty this recycle bin. I get kind of angry about that. So anyway, as you can see here, this is OBS. Now it doesn't actually look this bad. It's just TeamViewer getting rid of some quality for to make it run faster. But anyway, we're gonna do settings here. Now this is our settings here. I got 20,000 kilobits a second. I do have this set to MP4. Now it is unrecoverable in the event of a power loss or something like that. But I don't have that issue here. Of course, now that I said that, it will happen. But my computers are both hooked up to a what do you call it? It's like a battery power, and essentially this keeps it from turning off right away in the event of a power outage. So, and it's like trickle charged, so it stays charged most of the time. So my computers are plugged into that. That's essentially so I could stop my recording and power down the machine the way it's essentially meant to be. So I'm not too worried about that. BSOD, blue screen of deaths, yeah, that might happen, but it's a little, yeah, I'm not too worried about that either. It's a pretty decent graphics card from the time. I mean, it doesn't hold water today. It's a later GTX card, but it really works really good for what I need to use it for. So I can do NVENC, hardware encoding, and all this stuff. Now, it's not always 20,000. It always goes down depending on what game it's going to be on. But yeah, I do. If you do FLV or MKV, if you do those two, then it's not going to do that. It doesn't have to like go through that the little area down, and it'll do that. But for my use case, I'm going to be using Premiere Pro, and the reason I went down this route and I did all this fussing around was because I didn't want to use Handbrake or any sort of program to re-encode after I was done recording. Now, I have to do that if I'm using NVIDIA Shadowplay. The reason being is because the way it records does not work with Premiere very well. It records in MP4, but the longer you make a video, the more out of sync the audio will become. So you have to encode it again in order for it to be recognized and used by Premiere. I don't know what the deal with that is, but I was like, no, I don't want to do this. That takes a long time for it to happen, and if I'm going to be doing it after every video, daily videos, I would be like spending almost an hour encoding, re-encoding before I even started editing, and I didn't want to do that. Now, if Premiere Pro does not recognize FLV or MKV out of the box, and the only way to do it is to put it through an encoder, just like that. Or Handbrake or VLC, and that doesn't solve the problem. Recording as MP4 means that Premiere can recognize it immediately. It doesn't have to go through encode, and I don't have to worry about that. And I can just start editing it as soon as it's done. And that's the reason I choose MP4. But you could choose FLV or MKV if you don't care about waiting around for like Handbrake to re-encode it. You can use that for the use case. But in my case, I didn't want that to happen. Now, as you can see here, less nose sharpen scaling. I don't really know what any of this means. You can leave me in the description below what all this stuff means. I don't really know how OBS works. But this right here, 60 frames per second. It's an HD60S, which is a capture card. It's a legacy product now, but it still works really good. All this stuff here, this is just for, file name. This is like, yeah, I guess if you want to keep it in time with audio and stuff like that. But that's mostly for streaming. I only want to use it really for its video capabilities. But anyway, if we go there, if I start recording right now, it'll say that it's, or it might not. I don't know. It usually goes down here. That's encoding overload, but it usually goes down. And as you can see, it's 60 FPS now. It's recording at around 7% CPU usage, which isn't that bad. This is an Intel i5 something or other, so it's not that bad. It could be better, but whatever, doesn't matter. And this of course runs in and out. Now, if I play music, I accidentally opened up Firefox on the video. That's unfortunate. I didn't want to do that. Go away. But this, if I play, like,
Another damn sub. That's what I was just thinking about, actually.
like if I play the video, just go away, go away, go away. If I stop recording and I play it back, I'm not gonna be able to hear it. Like if I say, oh, I'm gonna go to this and this. This is the recording file. If I go to where that played, like you can see it being played right there. I can't hear it like in the file because it's TeamViewer, obviously. I usually have that muted, and of course, so you can't hear it over my my thing. It has a built-in speaker. It's really stupid. I don't know why. Like I've never had a computer that had a built-in speaker to it before, but that's, yeah, so it goes over. You can't hear it because it's but if we move it over, so as you can see, this is a stored file. So I can click off of this, go away, and this is still up here. So 4K capture utility. This hold on, let's get out of it. It's right here. So it's on my network essentially. So this is network, obviously, and I can just click on that, and we can hear it. Yep, there it goes.
Actually. Another damn sub. That's what I was just thinking about, actually.
Yeah, it was like 90, but you can hear it, obviously, so it just works. And it's completely linked up, too. So it's all up, and it stays linked up throughout the entire video. So this, I could not have asked for more, honestly, with this recording. It's a high, I mean, like 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second. I could not have asked for more. The file, this computer does exactly what I wanted it to, and I am super happy that I have this now, so I can do away with all the crap that I've had to put up with for so long, with this PC having it, and yeah. So now I'm actually going to record a video, and we're going to show how I take the files off and get it edited. So yeah, let's do that right now. All right. So of course, to start off, I like to reset OBS. It'll make my monitor go off for a second, but I like to restart OBS every time because, you know, the way it works, obviously. And then, of course, we'll just start recording, right, on this. So this is my second computer, and we can drag TeamViewer off to my second monitor, so I don't worry about that. And then, of course, we already recording with Audacity, but I would open up Audacity, and I'd start doing that right now. So the way I do that is I would go, so I'd take off of my desktop to put this up. So I'd say second channel, Mafia, Team Fortress, Mafia, second channel. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Basically, that is we click and we say that we're actually clicking it in the thing. So that means that, of course, it's working, and we can move on to actually uploading the video. So I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to restart the recording after this is over. So yeah, that's how this is going to work. So I'll just stop this, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is LaserSpider111. Welcome back to another episode of Persona 4. This episode 13. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video for more awesome content, and I will see you guys later. Alrighty, so when you are done with the video, as you can see, it's been going for a pretty long time now. When I'm done with the video, I'll take the TeamViewer again, and we will stop the recording here, and it should say recording saved to my drive down there. Go ahead and cut this out, and then we'll stop the Audacity track. Once we've stopped Audacity, we're going to go up to Effect, Noise Reduction, and then get the noise profile, and then we're going to affect the noise reduction over the entire audio clip. Now we're going to find the file on the other computer, and we are going to move it over the network. That's all it takes, and we'll wait for that to happen. Alright, so it is the next day now. As you can see, I've got the Persona 4 raw footage right here. This is the file that we recorded. It's the one that we had for this one. As you can see, we've got, an hour and 6. And then this is the audio file that we rendered out with the noise reduction in it. What's 119 and all that. So now we're going to boot up Premiere, and we'll get started on this. Alright, now once we got Premiere Pro working, we're going to take this file, and we're going to move this over to the project, obviously. And it will import the files over time, and then we'll have to wait for the peak file to generate for these. Now, the editing process is very similar to the previous videos, but I will go through it a little bit over time, as you can see. The reason we have it made this video was just for the pre-editing procedure was changed. So yeah, that's why I wanted to make this. Alrighty, so obviously this is the video that we had recorded earlier. As you can see, this is the start off when we were recording it, and now we'll go on. As you can see, this is where I would go from started out with second channel, I believe. So yeah, so I'll have to find where I do that in the audio clip. Second channel, Mafia, Team Fortress, Mafia, second channel. Alright, so yeah, that's basically for filling it up on the in post-production, so we'll say second channel, Mafia, Team Fortress, Mafia, second channel. So that's a good way to keep the audio in sync, essentially. And now we're going to go to where the video starts, which I believe is right here. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Liz. Yes, good. We're going to unmute this. I'm going to bring this down a few notches to around 9 decibels because the audio comes in a little hot. Then we'll unlink and then link. Oop, I accidentally pressed enable. Now hit link, Control K, Shift Delete, causes it to start at the beginning. So. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is LaserSpider111. Welcome back to another episode of Persona 4. This episode, listen to it a little bit. If it sounds too loud, the game music sounds too loud. Now we'll go to a place where it's a little bit louder. So
no, we're not bringing a war. What does that mean anyway?
Okay, so that doesn't affect it. What about over here?
Hey, man. That ain't allowed on a scooter.
That's what I'm talking about. See?
I forgot.
Okay, that's a little messed up here. So maybe we'll move this down a little bit, but not too much. Okay. So now I'm going to go through and edit it just like normal, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, once that ends, then we'll take this, delete the edge piece. That's for a different video. And we're going to do this, and I'm going to save it to the Q folder. So what we do is I'll say file, we're going to save as, then we're going to put this in the AMEQ folder, so right there, and then I'll say, I guess I'll say, yo, Persona 4 episode 13, which is what it is, so that I can tell. And then of course that saves AMEQ. Adobe Media Encoder is AME, so I'll use this later to export it later on when I'm not doing anything else. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Once that gets saved, then we can work on making the thumbnail. So let's do that now. I kind of want to make a thumbnail about the scooter. So I'm going to go to around this area where he gives the scooter to the main character. So let's see. That's a good one. I like that. Okay, so let's take that. I'm actually going to browse to a different location here. We're going to move this to F videos, actually. Okay. F is my my games drive, so that goes to F videos. So it's right here. So that's where I want it. I don't care about saving it. No, not now. After I did that, and now we'll boot up Photoshop and let's make this thumbnail. This is my thumbnail maker, as you can see. Let's see, bro. I'm not too with it with picture design, but you know, I get by a little bit. Then we'll move our still that we just took into Photoshop. As you can see here, this is what I want basically to be the centerpiece, essentially. So I might actually zoom this in later, but first we're going to get rid of this as best as we can. I usually use the remove this tool right here. I think it's called the content aware fill. Well, there's a specific name for it. I'm forgetting it now, but I just call it the corrector. I have my own names for things, but anyway. So we'll do this, and it should look terrible, as you can see, but we don't really care too much about the way this looks overall. I'm going to get rid of this over here. That looks kind of junky, but doesn't really matter because we're going to be covering it, so we don't care. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to move this to this side right here. So in a thumbnail size picture, you really can't tell. So we're going to export this. I usually put it in JPEGs because if I say PNG, it's going to be what, like 3 megabytes, and you can't upload pictures that are greater than 2 megabytes to YouTube as a thumbnail. But anyway, we're going to call this Persona 4 episode 13. And boom, there you go. Perfect. Thumbnail's epic. That's going to have to be it for today. My name's Connor Pouts. If you guys want to see more of these editing videos, be sure to leave a like. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video for more awesome content, and I will see you guys later.